minor, and then it's relative major, C major. And this is very useful for that because, again, first position chords in acoustic guitar is an essential part of playing acoustic guitar and rock music, and hearing that pitch axis between relative major and relative minor is also a very important thing to understand. Here's the progression. 1, 2, 3, and... Since we're talking about suspended chords, we have to talk about the king of suspended chords, and that's Pete Townsend. Pete loves suspended chords, and one of his most well-known usages of these chords is Pinball Wizard, where he played triadic chord forms on the top 4 strings and would add his pinky to switch from a sus4 back to a major triad chord, and then he used his thumb to play the root notes on the bottom. So this next example is played using those types of chords. Here we go. All right, so we've been augmenting these chords by adding stuff to the top of the chords, mostly the upper part of the chord. So it kind of adds a little chord melody, a little melody on the high part. But you can also augment the chord with little bass-like figures by hammering, and you combine that with a little palm muting. And you hear this kind of stuff in country rock and in bluegrass, and you also hear this sort of thing in songs like Rocky Raccoon by the Beatles. Now let's take this concept and move it into straight major chords and 7th chords, and what you're going to end up with, if you increase the tempo, is basically a rhythm part that sounds like early rock and roll and rockabilly, like you would hear Elvis Presley do, and songs like That's All Right, Mama. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, and...